place, which I don't quite know where those are. And same with like clothes and stuff. I'd rather sell like all the clothes and hold on to like the wools and the leathers and crap, honestly. I'll try to sell them all this, and then I'll go and like undo that pile, because that way they'll give whoever does crafting and shit a chance to go and make something. And yeah, it'll be fine. We've got 4 spare lungs and 2 spare bionic hearts, which is pretty good. And let's say I don't sell these to you because you don't have that kind of money. And well, I'll have to sell some stuff. Devil's Strand would be better. Fox fur, guinea pig fur, they're expensive. We might need wool, because I'd rather not fight during summer, but I won't have much of a choice. It'll be the time frame. So if we manage to get all the way through spring and then we activate it sometime in summer, we could be dealing with like massive like heat stroke and shit. But our enemies could also be dealing with massive heat stroke. So, you know, maybe it's a good thing. Get rid of some of the light leather and maybe bird skin stuff. I could definitely sell you a bit more. That's too much. Was that the heavy fur, wasn't it? Let's get rid of the 100 on that. That's still too fucking much. Okay. How about like 50? And that is still too fucking much. Okay, 40. That's really close. I don't want to go up. I want to go downwards. There we go. Okay, so we'll take all that. That should also keep us a happy trade too. There, I think we have purple in the base trading at the moment. I think that's who we've got here. Northeastern Ucentina. Yeah, purple. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so our people can get through this. This also slows them down, I notice, which could actually be really useful. But nonetheless, I still got to keep moving shit. So I know that these corridors are like heinous and shit. I could have possibly just done, I could have grown a fuck ton of hay grass. And that way, if this tunnel had caught fire, it would have just like engulfed, and I would have just had to have like sealed a spot, you know? But this is fine. I'll also have to get rid of that light bulb too. There's more underground steel. The other thing I'm hoping about too is when I eventually remove all of the mining things, the deep drills, I'm really hoping that that's going to give us like a big power boost of consistency. And like I said, I've got to build the what do you call it, the fire generators as well. That's a whole nother thing. So by the look of it, I'm gonna want through here to basically be open. Maybe. Deep drill's exhausted, that's fine. And I don't want it to be all the way up. Or Lenza's also given up again. Hold on, I gotta go kick his ass. I need all of this to essentially be closed. I need the cat butt to also be sealed too. I'm not doing the gold. We gotta go fight Lenza. Lenza's actually really close by, but you three will probably be closer. He looks like he's going downwards. Tantrum, Insulting Spree, Glass Steel, where? Too far. Steel, too far. And yeah, another Tantrum. Did we catch up to him? Yes. Okay. Alright, let you guys go back to what you're doing, and that Lenza can do a rescue because you're like right there. Not the dog. I love how as soon as the food is dropped, the animals will rush it. Oh, mate. I kind of need you guys. If it's spring, I basically need anywhere that is not actively a door. I know that rice kind of grows the fastest. I kind of need this to just honestly expand anywhere that is not. I hope it doesn't fucking put it inside or indoors or anything like that. I know that this will be like, some of them will be potatoes and stuff like that. But right now, as much as this is a goddamn fire hazard, I need anywhere that is not actively a grow space to be a grow space. And if it's in a doorway, that's going to suck. Or if it's inside, that's also going to suck. But I also think I accidentally made that outside there, which we don't want. Okay, tantrum, berserk, tantrum. That's probably not the best place to have that berserk. And your medical's going back down. This is how you get rid of like the shittier colonists, by the way, because like you'll notice that like their medical is already really low because they just keep having the tantrums. Do you want to rescue? I'm apparently in a daze. Nuke's having a tantrum. Yeah, medical treatment's needed. We're working on it. There isn't much I can do. They just kind of like got to get past it. Also, I realized that all the fireplaces have got to be turned off. And I think I've got all of them. And all of the, all of the coolers need to be turned on. There we go. Also, the heaters need to be turned off. Okie dokie. So temperature should be a bit adjusted. I need somebody that can do construction to do this. Have we got wood? We got wood. And another Kelon is going berserk in a really close range to people. I think that's that Kelon. Don't shoot. Go stand over there. And she just goes stand over there in general. And this Kelon, back you go, medically speaking. Alright. Everybody go back to what you're doing. The other thing too is every time I have to like put them at attention and they're upset, they're also much more likely to have a berserk or a tantrum or a slaughter or whatever. You guys go punch him. Oh shit, you're a fast one. But they got fancy legs. And another Kelon gave up. You're a Kelon down here. I don't want to grab anybody that's in the hospital, realistically. But can you guys go and fight that Kelon? Uranium. Somebody's naked for some reason. I guess they're maybe getting changed. Alright, you lot go back to what you're doing. And you guys don't look like... There you go. There they caught up. And Nuke's going berserk too. I wasn't kind of expecting this like the day before we do like all the big attacks and shit. Oh my god. So somebody just straight up killed Nuke. Ain't nothing I can do about that. I can't go back. You guys go back to what you're doing, I guess. And somebody dropped a weapon. So hopefully the cremating things are online and are good. Yeah. And yeah. Okay. God, the psychic drone was absolutely ripping through them. Colonists left unburied. Look, we are working about the best speed we can. I'll get you to work at the crematorium. Lenses in a daze. Honestly, considering how quickly the colonists are dying, they're cremating them like reasonably fast, in all honesty. Okay, it looks like we got part of the roof down here. It doesn't look like they made the roof though. It says that they've got it, but then I don't see it. Like that looks like that's open to me. I'm pretty sure people can get in unless they can't walk past it. So therefore I probably need one on all the corners, don't I? Tantrum, insulting spree. Colonists left unburied, which we should be cremating right now. And I also need to seal this. And somebody is destroying one of the research things. How about instead of that, you punch them. That way they stop breaking the thing. Red, you can get in on this action too, actually. Come here. There we go. Okay, now you can actually repair the fucking thing. There's a lot of people... What was that? That looked like that was some kind of a power situation went down there. Hold on. Did you just break like a whole conduit? Somebody gave up. Hold up. My scene, you might be the worst colonist, but that does not mean that you can leave. I see you trying. Go beat her up. Medical treatment needed. Medicine is low food. What happened to the electricals in this spot? Kelon's in a daze. They don't look like they're broken. That's gold. Colonist needs rescue. I bet they do. Alright. Lenza, do you want to rescue them? There you go. Alright, food binge days. I think almost every single colonist in this colony is in some kind of a mental break or is in hospital, ironically. But that's okay. There's nothing I can do about them doing that. And I think we've built all of the wall. We got rid of the bit down here. Hold on. I've got to move that forwards by one. Realistically, having two right there isn't super useful. I might just reinstall that just inside here. Probably don't need it, but that's okay. Get rid of that. Got rid of all the lights through here. And I need to make one of these here. So I was thinking that, like, if I have two, I'm probably going to pop a hole here. And I'm going to make the corridor through here. Like, it's going to be, like, obviously two separate lanes. And I do need it to currently come down to where we can at least get into it, which will be fine. Put that there too. This will go all the way down here as well. Eventually. I've got to move that out of there. And I'm guessing that something's getting hunted. Oh yeah, there's gazelles and shit. Alright. So, let's take this along here as well. And I'll leave that open there for the moment. Because I still technically need to be able to access some of this area. Same with, like, here. There's not a lot of passage there. Up to about there. And I think we're building that bit. And up to here, I need this corner to go. I kind of still need the electricals in that spot. And I don't know if that's going to get rid of the light. I feel like somebody had to have broken this light, you know, for it to be, like, the incorrect color for this tunnel. But that's okay. I'll also need another one of these up here. Like that. Bison Revenge, where? Ooh, this near one of these things. Oh, this could get interesting. Hold on. You guys move out of the way. Go behind the turrets. Go back behind the turrets. I want to see this. What? What is that? Oh, plasteel. Nice. We need that so badly. Thank you. Turrets on. I wanted to see this thing go boom. Ah, that's okay. There was only one that's just, like, cranky. So that's fine. We do need the plasteel though, so that's good. I wanted to see this go kaboom, you know? I'm pretty sure it's got the trap in it. I'm pretty sure we made the things. This whole side should just eventually go up in fire. Which, by the way, technically speaking, I'm gonna need... That is broken down. It probably needs components. Speaking of components, they made the bench, and we can make the components that we so desperately need. So let's start making components. I don't think I've got the steel for this, because, like, honestly, we never have steel. We get steel and it's here for like 2 minutes, you know. Same with, like, heel root. One of these grow rooms got to be heel root. Since you guys have only just made this, well, there's no point making inside here a grow space, hey? Because it's going to be undercover. So get rid of that. I reckon, why not do floors? I want to do, let's do slate. Let's make a nice fancy floor as best we can. Make a self-revenge. I should have probably put it underneath it to begin with. Come on, Nuke Dragon, don't die on me. We've got at least 2 gunners and 3 turrets. How's your health? 13 hours. Fucking hell. Oh, man. Let me get a fucking stretch in here. Oh, Jesus, my whole shoulder just crunched. Yeah, those, the plasteel and the components and the steel and stuff like that has been great. I am still thinking about leaving this little portion open because, like, it's just interesting. But I will have to move these turrets forwards just a tiny bit if that's the case. And, like, they're probably not going to walk across the edge. But that doesn't mean that I can't get creative with these things, you know? Like, I'm gonna need to reinstall that, like, here, basically. I'm probably going to be like one excess turret. What I should do, I don't know if we've got the stuff for it, but if I could just bring this like down into the center, and I think as much as I was going to leave these out here because I was going to turret them, I don't think I have the capacity to turret them. So I'm just going to get rid of all the excess lines that aren't connected to turrets, that aren't like extending to something useful. Like that's double extending to that. So I'm leaving that. That's double extending that, but not that bit. Not past this. Days. There's so many people in a days. This should give me just a tiniest bit more steel. Is that even working? And that one is, but this one's not reaching it. So like just barely. We can't reach that bit, and that's past steel. Deep drill's exhausted. Finally. Okay. I have been waiting for that one to go because it's in the corridor. I don't want it in there. Tantrum from Keelon. We should be able to reach this. This is all really close by. Okay, so tantrum days, and more electrical deconstruction. So we can reach this one, we can reach that one so far. I think we've pulled out as much as we can from everywhere. We still have the base like half down the middle, except it's kind of connecting in this dead center, unfortunately. It can connect from the sides, but I think it's gonna fully connect up the fucking center. We have Insulting Spree and all the good stuff. Okay, so I do still need these to connect, and they will technically connect around the wall, but I could just connect this between here to that, and that would still work. They'll connect to that. I'm trying to make sure that the connections in electricity and stuff like that are still connected. I don't know if this thing needs power or what, but I sure as fuck don't want the whole center of the base to be connected to power right now. Because the last thing I need is, if a ZIT event goes off, I'm going to lose power in the entire base instead of half the base, which is an incredibly dangerous thing. I don't want to spot there. So I don't know quite how this connects, but I could take it out there. I could take the electricals out in the wall. That ain't what I wanted to do. Hold on. Get rid of that. I want to take it out of the line of the wall, because I don't know if this needs to be powered. Do let me know if you guys have done like a build a ship thing before, because I definitely don't want this to have it. Like, I can connect it up around the wall, that's okay. I can do this, right? That won't connect in the center. This will get like these extra bits here. I don't want to get rid of that, and I don't want to get rid of that spot there. Okay. So what I'm looking at is, if I can move this line of power over, it should disconnect the power in here, which is fine at the moment. And they're doing the whole floor, so I'm hoping it's not super flammable. I've got a couple of fire foam poppers, but by the look of it, I need one in every corner. I've got two, I think, got two on each side. Yes, okay. I've got two on each side in here. And quite frankly, I don't mind putting like some basic lights in here. I'm not going to put the big ones in here. But I did take out a lot of excess lights. So this should be fine. Because I'd like to be able to still see in here, because I do think there'll be a point in time where we get like attacked or something. And then I won't be able to see shit in here. Plus, if it's dark, my people have issues with that too. And I do feel like they're about to make it that they can't reach that one. I don't know if they can walk across stuff. But I guess we'll find out. If I've got one or two that's not made and I can see in any capacity, I'll put a couple of standing lights like near the center. That way I can sort of see what's going on in here. So I'll have a couple on the wall and I'll have a couple in the dead center. I'll make that like some other, probably like white on its own. And we'll see what they can and can't make in there, you know? Now, as for these corridors, it look like we're making a lot of materials for it. I don't know how they go walking over this, but I figure that they're kind of walking through like the extra bit at the moment. And I'm like, that's okay. I don't mind that. I do want to put like one there. Probably. Kind of like with here, I haven't kind of put them here, but my trap should technically be here. So I was thinking about if I leave a fire foam popper here and I put a trap here and I leave this square open, they will be able to come through either side in either direction, although this side does have a fuck ton of turrets in it, so, you know, good luck good luck to them there, I guess. And I can move these more centered like that, because they should be able to get power all the way in here, which should free me up a couple of extra turrets. I know that they're not going to probably like walk straight through these, but this is still okay. Like that. I'll see what they move and then I'll move the rest wherever I'm kind of lacking, because I do still want some turrets inside the base. Like, I still want to have like a turret that's like, you know, off the side here where it's very clearly going to get like, you know, it's going to attack something or protect us and stuff. Like, I want a turret here. And I've got a turret. I've got turrets here because this is where I am planning to do the fight. And I could probably have one that's like just dead center. That would be fine. And I think that would be everything else kind of moved away from a wall. Like, these two are a little bit close. I could probably move you a bit closer. I do think it'll break the floor though. Let's see if, just for the sake of it, I know this is going to waste a bit more steel, but where do I want to bring this through from? Scanned underground gold, nice. I got to make sure that they do have power on at least two ends, so that if like this corner gets broken or catches fire or explodes and blows up the wires, they can reconnect to a different spot, hopefully. And that way we can still have power and damage and shit in here. So still got to do that spot, which is probably the furthest bit from the base at the moment. They've got this square to go. They've mostly filled up that. That is empty. Let's bring you in. Oh no, wait. Hold on. There's a spot there. What is that? Uranium. That's fine. We can pull up some uranium. Speaking of, what about those rocket thingies? I still need basic components. Like, we're still barely keeping up with that, but we are finally getting a tiny dabble of steel. And I'm at 122 chem fuel out of 180 to make it. So I could maybe get one of these. Emergency defense launcher that fires a single barrage of rockets covering a large area. Turret does not fire until someone activates it. It's very effective against large groups of weaker combatants, but less effective against large numbers. I think this thing is one that's got to cool down. And I was wondering if it can reach over the wall, because if it could reach over the wall, I'd put it here and I'd probably fire them before they get in here, you know? By the look of it, we got IED traps going around the place, which means, oh, that would be what's also using the steel. Okay, so I figured it out. Okay. I was wondering, because we've got a few anti-grain warheads going this way. We obviously ran out of the things to put them in, so this top area is empty, but there's traps all throughout here. Like, it's not perfectly trapped out the whole way. I don't think we'll fully trigger it. I really think that a lot of these are going to just possibly be wasted, but it cannot hurt to have them out there just in case. Inspired surgery. Also, the high drone must have stopped because everybody's stopped killing each other, which is so lovely. You know, so yeah, if these boomalopes can survive a little bit longer, we should be able to be good for a bit. Now, let's get some fucking weapons here. So I'm just going to go backwards along here. And let's give you some doomsday stuff. I made this about as easy as I could for myself for allocating weapons to some people, you know. If it does act as an arc weapon like mortars, but I'm using combat extended, so I'm not sure if it changed how they shoot or not. Yeah, see, I haven't used, like, apart from mini turrets, I haven't used, like, any of, like, the defenses and stuff, because I just don't use them. I just kind of, like, free range, and I have, like, 300 colonists, so, you know, for the most part, we're normally pretty good. And as I said, like, I load and I reload and stuff, so I've not had to dabble, which is why, like, this week, this event and stuff has been fun, because I can kind of, like, I'm not prohibiting anybody from using anything. Like, we had, like, the whole thing where, like, a whole bunch of them were using drugs and having issues. And then we've got, like, all these weapons. We accidentally killed somebody because I had a fucking doomsday rocket and I didn't realize, you know, that is an issue. And yeah, it's been really interesting because of this. I'm also trying to give, like, some people that aren't super great fighters, like the doomsday rockets and shit. But, yeah, some of it I'm encountering, I don't know what to do with it. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to really fight off, like, the final raid day and stuff, because I have no clue. I've never done it. But I also haven't really watched somebody do it either. The good thing, too, is as I'm allocating guns, anybody that has got spare weapons around the base will have a spot to come and bring them. So I should be able to... like, replenish stuff. Also, that's a really good gunner. I want you to have the Masterwork charge rifle. So I kind of want to swap over a few people that have got the really good abilities to have more than a singular shot. And I think that was a poor quality. That was, in fact, poor quality. I'm going to let them sort out what's going on that Megasoft, because I'm allocating guns at the moment. So, you know, Godspeed to them, I guess. Hopefully they live. I know you're melee, but you're like melee and shooting. I kind of want to give people that can do both a gun. There go the bison. Again, I hear the turrets going off, and they're gonna have to sort it out. Because I want to make sure that everybody that can have a weapon has got a goddamn weapon for this. Because I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to go down, going to have, like, you know, mental breaks and stuff in, like, the next day. And really there's nothing much I can do about that. But at the same time, I can still at least try to give everybody a weapon. Try to have it that the majority of people have something to fight with. You can have that one. Plus, there is also the other deposit of guns and stuff over that way as well that I'll go and grab. That one's bi-coded. I've got to stop trying to give you a bi-coded. I'm trying to give anybody that's only about a 5 a Doomsday Rocket, if I can. Because that's like a single shot situation, right? I also kind of feel like you'd be good with that, but with that. And I need more melee stuff. Is there any in here? There is some stuff. I'd rather you have the breach axe. The other thing too is, like, I get all sorts of different raids and stuff, but, like, I approach them very differently with my regular colony because I know them. As I said, like, I know my colonists. I trust that they can kind of, like, deal with situations. So usually when, like, there's a battle, I don't have to stress too hard about, like, if anybody's down or not. You know, I just kind of, like, go back to what's going on sort of thing and keep existing and whatever. I also have, like, an allocation system for the certain types of guns so that, like, I know for sure when I look at somebody with a specific type of gun, I know that they're a really great shot. As opposed to this, I'm just giving everybody a whatever weapon. You know, if they can grab a weapon, if they don't already have one, then yeah. Like the fire foam pop thing, that would be cool. But I guess you can have this. I kind of want to give a couple of people that are okay with, like, melee. I want to give them a what do you call it? The EMP grenades. I was making some of those as well. So I do want to see those eventually. Can't because why? Bi-coded. Okay. That's okay. I can't do anything if the guns are bi-coded. They are supposed to be destroying those. Not the bed, you douchebag. They're supposed to be destroying the guns that are crap. But they haven't been smelting everything they're supposed to be smelting. Which means it's probably good quality or above. You're a 7. I do want you to have a weapon. And you're a good candidate for a grenade pack. There we go. I finally found somebody that can have the EMP grenades. I'm also really underprepared for this colony to deal with mechs because we barely touched on them. And I just don't know half of the colonists. So I don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to deal with shit. I also kind of just want to give like a few of like the melee people. I want to give them guns so badly. I want to tell them to come and like grab like a doomsday rocket and stuff, but I'm trying to make sure